Shut up and sit down.
So what's the podcast called?
The podcast is called Thinking Out Loud.
Thinking Out Loud.
We get a lot of traffic from that Ed Sheeran song. Which is weird because I picked the name.
So Ed Sheeran has copied you?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I did it after.
When was the song?
The song was like on his record before last.
Is that... No, the new one's Divide. I saw Ed Sheeran in Luna.
But your title of Thinking Out Loud is a bit more literal compared to...
Oh,
He's thinking...
Did you just try and pretend that you'd seen the...
I've seen Ed Sheeran.
Have you seen him live?
Yeah, in Lima. And the amount of screaming girls.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Oh, I've never heard a pitch that high. I imagine that's what listening to a dog whistle is like. If you're a dog.
If you're a dog.
But like the roadies got that.
That was a hell of a note, sir.
Yes, I pride myself on my falsetto.
For sure, and it's only Ed Sheeran that brings it out.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets my inner fangirl going.
We should just run it. Hi, welcome to Thinking Out Loud.
Hello.
I'm your host, Sam Bradley. I'm joined by Jamie Ruther. Ruther. Shit.
Yeah.
I
It's
messed
like
that up.
Puther, but with an R.
I was thinking about this today when you said you come on, and I was like, is it Ruther or Ruther? And I was thinking of Luther, you know, the TV cop show?
Yes.
I was like, is that with an R?
I asked my family, and apparently it used to be Ruther, but everyone pronounced it Ruther, so they changed it. But now it's gone back to everyone assumes it's Ruther.
You should bring in the change.
I can only blame Idris Elba.
Well...
And the fine folks at the BBC.
I was going to say, I wouldn't take that to Idris's door.
No, I'll leave Idris.
Do you see this? See that documentary where he became a kickboxer?
I did not.
It was fantastic. I've seen like a load of clips from it, and he's a bit of a badass anyway. He's a machine. Yeah. But he takes up kickboxing, and he's just like as if it was nothing.
Yeah.
Goes straight into competitive kickboxing as if it was nothing at all. He trains and shit.
Yeah.
But
so it's a bit like when WWE wrestlers go into MMA.
That has only happened...
And that's happened twice.
That's happened...
once successfully.
Once successfully, once not. I mean,
and then CM Punk was like,
and got,
no, I can do that. And then...
No, you can't.
No, you really can't.
So you follow UFC? Do you follow UFC?
I don't follow UFC at all.
Oh, right.
But I go through phases where I get super into something.
Yeah.
Whether it's Warhammer or... video gaming, or for this case, it was WWE for like maybe 6 months. I'll have a massive geek out, and every opportunity I got, I'd just go on YouTube and watch WWE rap. And you know they're...
But it's fake. Where's the attraction?
It's not... I think it's... Where's the attraction in watching a film? You know it's fake. I think it's the same sort of thing.
God damn, that was poignant. Yeah, I never thought of it that way.
Every piece of entertainment in one way or another is fake. Like even The Only Way is Essex, right?
That's not entertainment.
Yeah, but for a lot of people it is. Okay. And then that is...
Yeah, that was really arrogant of me, sorry.
Yeah, how dare you criticise... How dare you criticise the millions of fans that Made in Chelsea and Towie have? Mm-hmm. They're just as intelligent as you are.
You can't see the shit-eating grease of that way.
I used to love Towie. It's the perfect sort of hangover telly.
Right.
Not that I've had 2 hangovers in my life, but it's what I imagine the perfect hangover telly to be.
Yeah, I get that.
But the way that it's filmed lends you or wants you to believe that it's realistic.
Yeah.
But
sorry, we just got a note from our producer saying you haven't even said what this episode's about.
Oh, sorry.
We should say. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're listening,
everything is fake.
If you've been listening to the show. And checking the Facebook, you'll know that Jamie Ruther is on here to talk about Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, yeah.
Obviously.
And
it's something that, I mean, we're quite aligned on a lot of stuff in terms of pop culture. We like the same sort of comic books, we like the same sort of movies, I think, because we once turned up in a screening of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Separately, but we weren't together, and we both ended up on the same ride.
Along with half the world.
Yeah, that was a hot theatre. But I never got into Dungeons and Dragons, and I put this down to one thing. I didn't have any friends when I was a kid that were into the same stuff as me.
Yeah.
And you need friends. But I had those those adventure books where it's like, you turn left, you open the door.
Absolutely.
Turn to page 30, you died.
Yeah. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, but you'd have to put your thumb on the page and
Am
stuff.
I allowed to swear?
You can curse,
is this like a family-friendly...
No, not anymore, but...
It was.
You can curse, but you can't say, like, what we're drinking and stuff like that, because that's sponsorship and shit.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, we can... yeah, you can curse, just I know we didn't go over any of the rules.
I literally turned up. You were like, "Do you want to be on the podcast?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm free tonight. I can."
And it's as easy as that, folks.
Special guest.
So Dungeons and Dragons,
D&D. Yes.
Yeah, man.
Sorry, all the podcasts I listen to are very sort of free flowing.
Yeah.
I'm sort of using those. I've never been on a podcast before,
so
I'm sort of using those as what I enjoy. I don't know whether your podcast is like
man.
that.
It's just to talk, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just think out loud.
Okay, I'm thinking out loud like Ed Sheeran.
Say words like Ed Sheeran
and his groupies and his roadies
who all get screamed at. God, we're on an absolute knife edge tonight. It's just we're gonna go one way or the other.
Call back. Okay.
So when did you start getting into?
Last week.
Whoa. Okay.
I want to say right off the bat that I have yet to actually play a game, but as I described earlier, I get into things and I get really...
And you get the love real quick.
So anyway, it basically started last week when a colleague at work was like, I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. We were talking about something else, and then it got onto the topic of role playing or something. In a work environment.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you work in a glass factory. So.
I do. We shatter glass ceilings all the time. And,
with greasy poles, I hope.
I don't know what you mean. But... Yes.
Straight up unemployment reference.
Someone... I've never been unemployed, so I don't...
Oh, bang! Again. You've got me again.
2-0. Someone said, I've never played Dungeons & Dragons, and I said, I've never played Dungeons. So we got to talking about it, and it turns out that this guy's friends who suggested it would have laughed him out the room.
Right, okay.
So I have this theory that, and I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I believe that there are 3 types of men. I believe there are nerds, and whatever you're nerdy about is cool. I believe there are closet nerds who want to be that excited about something. Because that's all nerds are, really. Is they lack the inhibition that society sort of has.
You've blown my mind twice in about 10 minutes. Yeah, good.
And then, so there's nerds, there's closet nerds, and then there are dicks.
Okay, awesome.
And the dicks are the ones who are like, it's not that necessarily dicks, but they don't realise what other people feel and think and find enjoyable.
They're the sort of people that who don't think it's cool to be into something. Do you know what I mean?
And won't have the fortitude of mind to be willing to expand on that. And see anyone
to really love something. It does take it out of you, it's just like it's more than a hobby. If you're really into it, doesn't matter if it's like UFC or comic books, or I have an interesting theory about that, by the way, I'll come back to in a second, or a particular film, or even like I said, like a relatively not nerdy thing like football and rugby and sports and stuff.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I was watching Peep Show yesterday, and David Mitchell's like, it just so happens that what I enjoy is not cool, but why is you going on an Xbox pretending to shoot imaginary people way cooler than me having an imaginary thing with my doll?
See, I have a theory here. And it's like a lot of the qualities that are obvious in like dick jock culture are also very prevalent in nerd culture. Let me explain. You think about what did you do as a nerd? You memorise things from the comic books. I can't tell you pi to more than 2 places, but I can absolutely tell you how Spider-Man's web shooters work. Don't work out pi.
I can only do 3.14. That's all I got.
1. Boom.
Yeah.
Got you.
1.
2-1.
2-1.
So there's memorising stats. Well, sports players do that all the time. Takedown defence or
like fantasy football.
Goals. Fantasy football is the same, to my mind, as Dungeons and Dragons. Here's another thing, though. A lot of people get bullied for cosplaying and stuff. But if you go out wearing
sports kit,
a shirt that says, Sergio Aguero on, big up the citizens, you're wearing a Sergio Aguero costume.
Well, yeah.
Just like someone would dress up as Luke Skywalker.
I suppose in the 90s when people had David Beckham haircuts. That's
same
the
thing.
Same sort of thing.
Yeah, same thing.
I think maybe the level of commitment, maybe...
I don't know, man. Sports fans are pretty crazy. No one's beat the shit out of each other in a drunken bar brawl at Comic-Con. Or I bet the numbers are less. I bet the numbers are less.
I bet they're like, my dwarf fighter's better than your cleric high elf.
Yeah, but then they just try and play Magic the Gathering.
But then they roll dice to decide it, instead of actually...
Have you got a 12-sided die? I
have. Not on me. But
no one's judging
I'm not prepared for any eventuality. I've got a D20.
Is that a 20-sided die?
20-sided.
Is that a dodecahedron?
That's the main one that's used in D&D.
And that goes from 1 to 20.
Yeah.
Right.
The clue's in the name.
So, come on, man. It could have been like a you have to fight.
Yeah.
I'm new to this. I'm newer than this.
That's fine. So am I. So to get back on topic, I suppose, and then we'll go into philosophy after
Absolutely.
I tell you all about D&D.
Mm-hmm.
I sort of decided to look into it, and there's this starter set that you can buy on Amazon for £17.
Nice. We'll link that in the description.
And basically, it worked out. We sort of asked around, and it came to the decision that one of the staff members had played before, so he'd be the leader, which is called the Dungeon Master. Yeah, the DM.
That's what your man, the main character in Stranger Things, he's the Dungeon Master,
absolutely,
isn't he?
Yeah. So in Stranger Things, that's what they're playing.
I think a lot of people have got into it through that, because there's a whole,
likely.
Spoilers, but not really, there's a whole Dungeons and Dragons theme that runs through it. Community, do you ever watch Community? Of course you have.
I think I watched one episode, and I wasn't too sold on it, actually.
We'll get back to that later. Okay. But they did a Dungeons and Dragons themed episode as well. Which was really good, so I think a lot of people... In fact, they did... It's
actually a massive... It's like a sort of touchstone in culture. It's sort of... If you think of nerdy things, you've got Star Wars, D&D, Warhammer, and Harry
Comics
Potter.
And stuff.
Yeah,
superheroes.
Well, that's the thing. Superheroes have come into the mainstream. They're basically like the Westerns of this decade.
I don't buy that, because the Westerns... No, come on, because they made so many Westerns because... Westerns were cheap. They made spaghetti westerns in Italy because it was cheaper to shoot in Italy.
Okay.
And the Western, they churned them out. There's so many, and they became so popular because there were so many of them over such a set amount of time. They were just cheap to make. There's no way in hell that we know Avengers Infinity War is going to be the most expensive movie ever made. $400 million budget.
Okay.
And at least 2/3 of that is Robert Downey Jr.'s. On the back end.
That's the thing. I was trying to think earlier when I knew I was coming on, who is to thank for the Marvel Universe?
It's Robert Downey Jr.
In part, I think he's not entirely, but he's a massive...
Kevin Feige then?
Yeah, the director.
But he wasn't the director at the time,
was he? What's his name? John Favreau. Have you seen Chef?
Yeah, of course
I love Chef.
I love John Favreau's movies so much.
Yeah.
What was the other really good one? He had oh man.
This is so flippy floppy. We are literally thinking out loud.
We are thinking out loud. Pull up, Producer Lauren, could you pull up a list of John Favreau's movies that he's directed, please?
He did Jungle Book.
I haven't seen that. Is that almost Scarlett Johansson's The Snake?
Yeah, little known fact.
Bashir?
Jungle Book is massively based off Dungeons and Dragons.
What?
Yeah.
Did you know that before you started that?
It's not.
That was such a good segue. You had no way to know we were going to talk about John Favreau.
No, not at all. But it's not actually true. But I was just trying to get back to the topic.
Producer Lauren.
But there's no reason why it wouldn't be.
List John Favreau's movies.
Well, coming up, he's producing the new adaptation of The Lion King and Young Sheldon.
Young Sheldon?
Yeah.
Director, sorry, not producer.
Director, no.
There's a film, Young Sheldon?
No, man, it's a TV series.
Oh my. So they're doing a Joey, but with
Sheldon. Yeah.
I hope it does just as well.
Yeah, 2 series in it.
He directed Iron Man 1 and 2.
Yeah.
We don't talk about Iron Man 2.
Yeah, we do. It's great. Shut up. You're so bitter.
I saw you put Iron Man 3 as like one of the best Marvel films.
Yeah, it is. Come at me, bro.
Alright.
Did you read that?
I did,
You read that rankings I did for...
I agreed with you in the most part. I think Iron Man 3 is better than most people give it. I like X-Men Origins Wolverine.
You, sir. Get the fuck out. How dare you, sir.
But just because I love Wolverine, and I think...
You seen Logan? Of course you have.
Of course I've seen Logan.
How many times have you seen Logan?
Only
Twice.
Once. No,
what?
only once. Although I do have Odeon Limitless now, so...
Jesus.
It makes sense. I've been to the cinema.
Yeah.
Now that I've got that, you go to
more.
I've been every week, at least twice.
When I was film editor, I got a press pass and I would use it I would just go, even if I wasn't on the job to review anything, I'd just go because I had it. It was fucking great.
Yeah, well, that is like Netflix.
I had two, actually. I had we have a really cool independent cinema in Bath called the Little Theatre.
We do. It's
which
tiny.
is where we record. We record in Bath, obviously. And we also have an Odeon.
People in it.
Yeah, I used to have an Odeon press pass, and it was huge. It was like laminated. It was a picture and details publication. You had to get renewed.
Yeah.
The one for the littles, this little bit of card with my name written on it in Sharpie. It was so cool. It was so quaint.
That's very eco-friendly, though.
It was great, yeah. Well, they lasted all year. I think I still used two of them as a coaster.
Yeah?
No, really dope, yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, man. Anyway, Dungeons and Dragons.
So...
It's just all
hold on. There is a segue. We can totally do a segue.
You were bullshitting about Jungle Book being...
I was, but this one's true.
Okay.
So, one of the films that I recently seen is Fast and Furious 7.
Nice. Is that one with the submarine?
No, that's Fast and Furious 8, which I have yet to see. But one of the main characters in that, Vin Diesel, is a massive D&D player.
He is. I had heard this.
He and also, I think it's John Manganiello.
Who's who?
John. He's Sofia Vergara's husband.
I don't know who Sofia Vergara is.
If you, Lauren, the producer, if you get up you know who John Manganiello is? It John Manganiello?
I don't know who the fuck you're talking about, man.
Do you know who Sofia Vergara is?
No.
Everyone listening knows who Sofia Vergara is. So, he's a film star. He's in Magic Mike.
I've never seen Magic Mike.
Of course you haven't. You're a completely secure...
Yeah, I'm a CIS gendered male, man.
Your six-pack is literally bulging out.
I got a one-pack on top of it to keep it safe.
But if you look at this...
How dare you, sir?
If you look at this guy, you'd be like, there is no way in hell that he plays D&D.
Is he just... So does he wear a beret and he can get away with it?
No, he's an incredibly attractive man.
That's what I'm saying. He's cool and he... I do know him from something. Yeah,
yes. So he's married to Sofia Vergara, who is like considered one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Pull up a picture of Sofia Vergara. Christ's sake.
Bikini Sofia Vergara.
Oh Christ!
You're gonna want to see that. And he plays D&D. He presents the D&D. So I think there's this wonderful sort of...
What, like a TV channel? Is there a D&D?
No, they have a YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. Of course they do. I don't recognise her, but she is pretty.
Yeah, she's a very pretty lady. She's from Colombia.
Cool.
Yeah.
The
Colombia,
explanation was
or
needed.
Mexico.
Yeah, the accent is not needed.
Me llamo Sofia. That was her.
Cool. Great.
Anyway, so Vin Diesel, her husband, played this game. And basically, I think from what I've delved into in the last few weeks, is basically they want the game to be as accessible as possible.
That's a good thing.
To as many people as possible.
Because that makes sense.
You can absolutely play this game for free, which is wonderful. Basically, it's like you can pay for it if you want.
Can you play it online?
No, it's like a story. It's like those books, but it's adaptable to what the players want to do. So you take control of a character, and then you basically role play through this game, through this world.
That character, but people take characters from game to game, don't they?
You can do. It's really up to the it's really up to the DM. So you can start this game in this world with no equipment, and you can sort of go through picking up equipment, losing it again, or you can be fully formed in this world. You can encounter new characters and creatures and things.
Yeah, I get that. I got bought a set when I was a kid, and no friends didn't play it, but I love the little models and whatever else. But I got the sense that someone has to set up the board, don't they? So when you move through a hallway, do you then have to, every step you have to reset the board?
I think it used to be like that. It's no longer like that. Like, you can have the maps and things, but in no way... Like, on YouTube, they literally have the DM who's describing this story.
And he has to be really good.
And then all the characters are sat around him, and then they just talk, and they sort of go, okay, so where am I now? And the DM's like, you are about 20 feet away from the dragon, you have a clear line of sight to him, but you have your allies on your left and behind you. There is an elven sorcerer 200 feet away running towards you. The dragon is rearing up to attack. What do? You have 5 seconds to react.
And then you say, I draw my bow and I shoot the sorcerer. And then he rolls the dice and he says, you rolled higher than the 10. 10 or more is yes. 10 or lower
that's
is
basically
no.
it.
and he rolls it, and he says...
That's all you need to know to play the game.
It's a hell of a responsibility for the Dungeon Master.
It is. You can
if you can play without a board,
the DM...
We could play now, it's just make-believe.
We could absolutely play now.
It's just make-believe.
You find yourself in a scary castle. There are lanterns on the wall, but apart from that, it's pitch black. You touch the floor and you feel that it's stone. There are cobwebs hanging down from what you can see, but the lanterns don't really illuminate much. You feel like you are being watched, but you don't really know.
What do I have on me?
You have, from what you can feel, again, lighting is quite dim, you seem to be naked except for a small leather jerkin and a hat.
This has gotten really dark really quickly.
You feel around and you find yourself chained from a thick, heavy chain.
Oh my god.
And you follow this to the centre of the room where you find a sword, a shield, and a light bulb, which obviously doesn't work because there's no electricity in this world. Okay. What do you do?
Oh, Jesus.
And that's basically how you play. And then the DM will
Are you going to be DM when you play?
No. Because I've never played before. The guy that has played will be the DM. And they take it in turns to say what they're going to do, and they move from scenario to scenario. You can die. You can now as well, but you can totally die in this world, and then you get a new character the next time you play.
Like respawning.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like a video game.
So there are consequences, and if you sort of piss the DM off, he can have retribution.
Can fuck with you.
So you can come up with these completely different scenarios that the DM then has to adapt to.
Yeah.
So.
But what about the books then? Because you have story books.
Yeah. So the books are. That might be true. I think you probably need to have something which has all the monsters in.
Because it's the Dungeon Master. If the Dungeon Master doesn't know what they're doing, they can read and they can give you choices. Do you do A or do you do B? And if it's one of those books again, isn't it?
Yeah. So from what I can see, there are 3 books. Mm-hmm. There's the Player's Handbook, which is basically available for free online.
Right.
There's a more in-depth one in print that's about £30. But you can download, it's like 130 pages or something.
Wow.
For free.
Whoa.
That has all the player stats, all the races, so there's dwarfs, elves, half-orcs. You can like be whoever you want in this world. There's loads of backgrounds and it's sort of like on Call of Duty, for example.
Yeah.
Your class will give you different stats and perks, basically.
Right.
So I will be a dwarf. I'm going to be a dwarf fighter,
right?
Who has bonuses in strength and constitution, which is basically your hit points.
Yeah, it's like stamina.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there are 6 modifiers, which are strength, dexterity, constitution, wisdom, intelligence, and charisma.
Jesus, you are as this.
Yeah. But it took me like an hour to read. I've read through the character creation like 3 times.
Yeah.
And then I watched a video on YouTube and discovered that about 98% of it is useless information, and you just go with what you have, and the stats are there just as like a guideline, really. And you can do whatever you want. You know, you can, because even though your character might be incredibly fat, you can still say, I try and jump over this fence, and it's all on dice rolls, so it can still happen, but it's just more unlikely.
Right.
It's fascinating, actually.
It really is, man. Hearing you talk about it, it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, this is what I do. So I did this with Warhammer a few years ago.
See, I tried to get into that and couldn't really get into it.
I had to delete eBay from my phone twice.
Whoa.
Because I wasn't spending a lot of money. I wasn't spending
But you were spending enough.
No, I was spending like 20, 30 quid a month.
That's alright.
Yeah, it's fine, but I was aware that I was spending money on something that wasn't that crucial at that stage in my life.
None of it's crucial, dude.
Nothing is crucial, apart from a roof over your head and food and drink.
Yeah, you said that really grandly.
Nothing is crucial! As my dwarf charges at a dragon with his warhammer out.
Oh.
That's what she said. But it's basically just the ability to open up your imagination again, I think. Mm-hmm. Like, as we grow older, you have less and less opportunity. Yeah. Everything's on our phones now. We're just watching, and I think that's why maybe if it has had a resurgence, then that's why.
Yeah.
Is because we're so told what to think and feel and stuff that it's nice to gather with a group of like-minded people and just be someone else, I guess.
So that's a really interesting thing. That's a really interesting thing. Isn't that? I mean, that's why people play video games, isn't it? To do something.
Yes, but they are cool.
Well, yeah, kind of. But there are nerdy video games. You know what I mean? They're like sports games. There's like FIFA and UFC and rugby games, and then there's like Link and Zelda, and they're actually quite nerdy.
Or
they fall into the nerdy geek. I
consider myself like a cool nerd.
Yeah.
So I'm aware that I am nerdy, and I'm aware that I am more of a nerd than a cool person.
Yeah, but
I don't have, the stereotypical nerdy attire.
Yeah.
I have a long-term girlfriend, and there are things that we do that are not based around this. Yeah. It's more of a hobby than a lifestyle.
You can give it up. Yes.
Yeah. So I have an Xbox, but I haven't got an Xbox One. I've got a 360.
Oh, you hipster! 360s are great.
Yeah, but
they're not even paying me to say that either. I wish.
I haven't felt the need, I haven't played a game on the Xbox One because I don't own an Xbox One. But I haven't, apart from Battlefield 4, I think when it came out. I don't feel the need anymore to play video games on a console. The last video game I played is Pokemon Sun.
Is that on the Xbox or is that on the
that's
Game Boy?
on the 3DS.
You have a 3DS?
Yeah, I have a 3DS. Because that came out in November and I played that until about January.
Right.
And I love Pokemon. Pokemon's the one thing that's continued.
I've got a DS and I have Pokemon Leaf Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're reading production notes again, sorry.
Oh, okay.
No, I go back to Pokemon like a little bit sporadically.
Yeah.
I have it on a DS and I just play it. Like, I'll get really into it every 4 months for like 2 weeks.
So, yes, when I was growing up, I didn't have a Game Boy Color or Advance. And my first Pokemon game was Pokemon Diamond.
What?
You
didn't play Blue?
No, I've played them.
You godless heathen.
I played them retroactively, but I didn't have them.
On one of those shitty emulators on the PC.
No, on the actual cartridge, but once I got a DS, I think you can... my friends had Game Boy Advances, so you can just... I borrowed the hit.
Yeah, and you can put the big cartridges in the half-size slots,
But I invested, I believe it's 564 hours into Pokemon Diamond.
Nice.
Which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'll go you one better. I've been playing those FIFA video games. Premier League
FIFA,
football.
You mean?
Yeah, just FIFA. And I've been playing FIFA since World Cup 06. Now, each game of FIFA is 5 or 6 minute halves with half time. Each game of FIFA you play is about a quarter of an hour.
Yeah.
A season is 38 games. So that's that many hours.
That's that many hours.
You play on average per video game probably about 100 to 200 seasons. I've played 5 of those video games through over and over and over again. The hours, if I'd put that into learning a language, I could have mastered a language.
But would you have enjoyed it?
Not as much as dropping him from 30 yards. Honestly, I don't know what it means. I say to my other half, I go in and she'll be reading like The Handmaid's Tale, really elegant, really hard literature.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Are you watching that?
No, we're missing it.
Yes.
Oh,
but I'm going in saying, I just signed Lacazette from Olympic Marseille, 25 million. I don't care.
Yeah.
Fine, go back to play with the toys.
Yeah.
I've missed Handmaid's Tale.
It's really good.
God damn, my throat's dry.
Handmaid's Tale is fantastic. I think now is sort of the best time certainly for film and for television.
Certainly for television.
Yeah.
I think people would argue with you over film.
Depends on the film, I guess. So I love James Bond, but if you watch some of the first James Bonds now, they are slow and they are badly shot.
Yeah.
Like I'm not discrediting.
But the last 3 James Bonds haven't been very good. I didn't like Spectre.
I haven't seen Spectre.
I didn't really like. What was the one with that Skyfall? That was quite good, but not as good as Casino Royale, which was before another shit one, Quantum of Solace.
My favourite is GoldenEye.
I love that. Pierce Brosnan.
But again, that's because of
he's an underrated Bond.
My nostalgia.
Yeah, but screw that. Tomorrow Never Dies is one of the best Bond films.
He's got a crap villain.
No, he's cool. The bloke with the wireless keyboard.
It's just
Chinese sailors killed with Russian bullets.
Is it Jonathan Pierce? Is that his name?
Yes.
Or Price. Jonathan Price. He's a lovely actor. really good to watch. But as a Bond villain, you want like someone with two hooks. You know, you want a mohawked, caped wearing,
no, not in a modern
Uzi
Bond,
toting. Well, Roger Moore was my favourite Bond.
Oh, he died recently.
He did die.
That's so sad.
Did you know the story about him and he met this kid when he was like, well, not when Roger Moore was, when the child was like 6.
Right.
Him and his granddad went over to Roger Moore in the airport, and his granddad was like, "Excuse me, my son says, my grandson says you're famous. Would you mind signing something?"
Right.
And Roger Moore's like, "Yes, of course. I'm Roger Moore."
Money, brother. That was Sean Connery.
Yeah. Know your bonds, man. So Roger Moore signs it, Roger Moore.
Yeah.
And they're walking back. They say thank you. Walking back, and the little boy's like, "Oh, he signed it Roger Moore, but that's James Bond." So the granddad takes him back over, and Roger Moore explains that, yes, he is James Bond, but in case Blofeld's agents are watching, he has to sign Roger Moore. And now the little boy is helping him, and he's working undercover with this little boy. So this little boy who's 6 at the time or something goes away and goes, "I'm now helping James Bond," which is amazing. 30 years later, this man now is working on a film set for UNICEF, I think. And
Roger Moore was an ambassador,
absolutely,
wasn't he?
yeah. Roger Moore was an ambassador for UNICEF. And he worked for them for £1 a year. Because he had to be paid, yeah. So the guy just walks over to him.
That's so cool, pay £1 a year.
I don't know if you know, I don't know if you remember, but when I was 6, you told me this story, and he tells him the story, and Roger Moore's like, "Well, no, I don't remember, but that's nice that you had a nice time with James. I'm glad you got to meet James Bond." And then, so he's like, "Oh, that's cool." So at the end of the day, they're all packing up, and Roger Moore comes over to him and goes, "Of course I remember meeting you, but I still have to pretend not to know you in case Blofeld's still watching me."
That's amazing.
And he told him the airport and things, so he did actually.
So he did. Roger Moore said you were at an airport, you were doing this, and you came. That is so
Isn't that
amazing.
a great story?
What a fucking great story.
He's one of the sort of. I'll miss David Jason when he goes.
Yeah, man.
Ian McKellen, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
They're sort of
the X-Men crowd.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be weird. I tell you what's going to be weird when they start recasting the Marvel movies with other characters.
Lady
Thor, Black Iron Man. Black Captain America.
Really?
Yeah, Iron Man.
Would you think it's going to be Falcon, or do you think it's going to be Bucky?
Captain America will be Falcon.
I don't think it will be. I think it'll be Bucky. And I have this argument with people at work. If they were not going to use Bucky, I think that they wouldn't have spent so much time developing his character. I think he'd have just been a standard villain with a bit more heart.
Right, okay.
Like, Falcon is the sidekick.
But they haven't really developed it.
And they're like them butting heads in Civil War. They're fighting together, but they're antagonising each other. So I think Cap dies in Civil War. Yeah. No, Infinity War.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end of part 1.
Whoa!
I mean, they've got to have someone die, right?
It's going to be Downey Jr. though.
It's not going to be Downey. He'll just retire. He'll become the new head of S.H.I.E.L.D. I actually thought that they were going to end Civil War with him being the head of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No. That comes later.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to. Like, Tony Stark didn't create Ultron in the comics.
No,
We're diversifying here.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's not coming back as Jane Foster, so
she's not going to be Valkyrie.
She's not going to be Thor.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Thor.
So they're going to introduce Valkyrie in Ragnarok.
I think Chris Hemsworth would look awesome as a one-eyed. You know, like in the comics, he's like. So if he maybe
when
just
they fight Kang, the time terrorist, he's really messed up.
Yeah, and then maybe they get Chris Hemsworth back in like 15 years or something.
Nice.
I believe he would come back. He'd be like a Hugh Jackman character.
Yeah.
He would just look really awesome with a long beard and maybe one eye or the hook for the hand. Is it Thor that had the hook for the hand?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
But
There's a lot of people that have lost hands. But I think Robert Downey Jr. won't. People love Iron Man. even though he's being turned into more and more of an antagonist.
But he keeps... Robert Downey Jr. made a really wise call. I didn't realise it until I saw it. He's really invested. He gets loads on the back end of these movies. But he says, I can do Tony Stark. I don't need to do Iron Man, because as soon as clonk, that visor comes down, that can be anybody.
Chris Hemsworth and Chris Evans
have to look, especially Chris Hemsworth, because it's him, he wears a mask.
Yeah.
That's why they say the stunts in Iron Fist suck.
Because it's the actor.
But and the ones in Daredevil don't, because you can't see him. He's wearing this helmet. There's a tiny little bit of mouth showing.
I haven't even watched Iron Fist.
Iron Fist is a fucking abomination.
Yeah, I haven't watched... I don't need to watch it,
It's easily the worst thing the MCU's put out.
Yeah. I don't feel the desire to watch it.
And I take no passion in saying that.
Yeah.
It's awful.
I believe you.
It's really bad. Have you seen Daredevil?
Yeah, of course I've seen Daredevil. Of course I've seen Daredevil. I've seen Jessica... I finished Luke Cage the night before Iron Fist came out, because I had watched 3 episodes of Luke Cage.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wasn't really sold. And then he blows up a building with a rocket launcher. And I was like, well, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand.
Yeah,
and I stopped watching it then, because I was like, I don't feel like this is for me. And then I got back into it, and it sort of got
I did that with Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And then we watched half the series of Jessica Jones after Daredevil 1. Then Daredevil 2, there's an episode that references Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
And we looked at each other and we were like, shit,
we need to know.
We have to watch Jessica Jones. So we finished our Daredevil 2 and then rewatched Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones was a real mixed bag.
I think...
Series of 2 halves.
Did they kill David Tennant?
Yeah. I think she just broke his neck.
She snaps his neck, didn't she? She does a Superman.
Nice. Or a Batman when he does the Joker.
I haven't actually seen... I know what comic you're referring to. Yeah. I haven't actually seen BVS.
It's not great.
And I don't need to.
Have you seen Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman's fantastic.
Wonder Woman was such a triumph.
Bloody loved
Where
Wonder
she
Woman.
takes out that entire village.
I welled up when the Amazons were dying on the beach.
It's terrible, man.
Like the music and... Like they imbue more heart in the first quarter of an hour of Wonder Woman than anything DC's done.
For sure. Man, when she goes, we're going to get the village. No, we're not. Yeah, we are. Hold my coat, boys. She pings that mortar shell off. She pings that mortar shell off and she dives. And remember that main street where she wheel kicks
She jumps up into the clock tower and it just explodes.
She wheel kicks that 250-pound German dude through a second floor window.
Yeah. I mean, I knew that Ares wouldn't be the guy they were making Ares out to be, and I was like, it's going to be Lupin.
Yeah. God, yeah. He was really good in that.
I think
nice to see him back.
Yeah. Did he have a silly mustache?
He did. He was very Chamberlain. He was very Neville Chamberlain.
Yeah.
Bowler hat and limp.
I'll tell you what, it was enjoyable. More, we're going off comic book movies now, but Baywatch. Because I've got Odeon Limitless, I've seen everything.
You've seen everything. I've seen everything.
And Baywatch was actually surprisingly funny. I don't know whether it's because it was
Efron on The Rock.
Efron, I love The Rock.
He's so good. Sorry, Dwayne Johnson.
And
bad.
Zac Efron.
Isn't he playing like Ryan Locke?
Is ridiculously ripped in that film.
He's
super ripped.
Do you remember in the first Bad Neighbours movie where Seth Rogen, he says, "You look like something a gay guy made in a lab."
Yeah.
He sees him with
well,
his shirt
in
off.
Baywatch, they're like, "All right, let's go, High School Musical." Let's say they make all these references about him being young.
Nice.
High School Musical is a good reference because he is.
Yeah, I
because he was in High School
Musical.
Musical.
That was the joke. Yeah, sorry.
Nailed it.
Sorry, I'm time traveling a little bit.
Yeah, it's really good. I've seen lots of films recently. If you want to go over recent film, I don't know if you do that.
Do you know what? I spent so long. Practically every week for 3 years when I was working for the Chronicle. Seeing a film every week. Do you know, I only see what I really want to see now. You have to really work to get me out.
Phase
yeah, but I'm going to get one of those Limitless cards soon. I think next month.
I think genuinely it's worth it, especially for people
with Oscar
that haven't.
Season and
stuff. Exactly. For people that have an actual interest in film, that maybe studied it or rely on it for work.
Yeah.
I'd never go back. Well, I would go back if I needed to, but I think having seen now that I'm able to just say to Sophie, let's just go to the cinema.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about
money,
Like we would have, if we'd seen every film that we've gone to see, we'd have spent like 140 quid. Dude. Because literally we were like...
Did you buy snacks?
No. I'm not made of money.
You can wave before it comes. So you can just call it, even one of those special screenings like where they air sports events.
You have to pay for special screenings. You have to pay £1 extra for the luxury seats if you want the luxury seats.
So if you want to go for, if you have a limitless card,
you can literally.
God, it sounds like we're plugging this. You can go in and say,
I know we're not actually sponsored by Odeon.
Here's my card and £1. I'll have a premium seat.
Yeah,
it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying hearing about it. I'm pretty jealous.
Well, it's $17.99.
You're right to be.
But like,
that's a month, though, isn't it?
1.5 films.
Yeah.
If you would see 1.5 films a month, then you'll make your money back. We made it back in 2 nights. Like, we got the card on Thursday night, and we went on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
Because we were like,
living the life,
not?
sir.
Why not? Let's go to the cinema.
How long have we been rolling, producer Lauren?
39.
39 minutes. Is that it? God, it feels like longer.
I feel like we've covered a lot of topics, none of them in depth.
Perfect title for this.
How stoked are you for Spider-Man Homecoming?
I would love to see Spider-Man Homecoming.
But I was going to say something catty about Robert Downey Jr.
No, I love Robert Downey. I've said I love Robert Downey Jr. If any of the cast I'd want to get rid of, it would probably be Nick Fury, I guess. Not that I don't think he's cool, but I don't think he serves the plot anymore. I don't know why he's still there. They should have killed him.
Maybe they'll kill him in Infinity War.
In Winter Soldier, he should have just stayed dead, I think. Ooh. I don't... Since then, what's he done? He hasn't come into the film to change it in any way.
He was in Hawkeye's barn.
I don't care. What for? What did he do in that film? What did any of them do in that film?
That film was not as good as it should have been, but it was still pretty good.
I was so excited and I was so disappointed.
I think I ended up in the same midnight screening.
No, I was in Bristol for
Did you see it in IMAX?
No, I went to see it in the really fancy one in the big shopping centre. Anyway, my brother came with me.
Right.
And it's the only time that we've ever seen a Marvel film together.
Right.
And he came out and he was like, that was really good. And he enjoyed it because he wasn't so invested in it. He just wanted to see cool stuff blowing up.
Fucking part-timer.
But I was so sort of excited. I was super excited for that film. And I left and I was just like, that wasn't as good as the first one.
James Spader was very good as Ultron, though.
Yeah, he was fine.
Hey.
He was fine. I'm not saying he was bad. I'm
pretty
saying
pissed off they
fine.
killed Quicksilver.
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Really?
Yeah, he was overpowered.
In the X-Men movies, let's talk about the X-Men movies. What do you think about those?
Hold on, what were we talking about before that?
What?
We were talking about something. I was just trying to finish a topic.
Oh, hell, you've just taken my back. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, it was Civil War.
Nick Fury,
killing Nick Fury. Spider-Man.
Right.
So I've seen Spider-Man Homecoming.
Have you seen... How?
Because I've seen a trailer.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And beat for beat, like one of them especially, was just the whole film, pretty much.
Yeah.
He's gonna go back to school, he's gonna be like, here's my prediction for Spider-Man Homecoming.
Go for it.
Okay? If my 1 minute pitch. He goes back to school. He's like, oh man, so now I'm an Avenger. And Tony Stark's like, no, you're not an Avenger. I just want you to be a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Boom.
But you get to keep the suit. He's like, oh, okay, I'll try that. And maybe then Tony will see me for who I really am and invite me into the Avengers. So then he goes and stops those burglars, but then he finds out this new weapon. And then he's like, oh, Tony, there's this new weapon. And Tony's like, all right, well, we'll look into it. You just carry on doing what you're doing. Then he goes onto a big boat and testing out all his new web shooters, of which he has 2,000 combinations.
Which Ned hacked.
Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. And then he gets in over his head and Iron Man has to come and help him. So then Iron Man takes the suit away because he's disappointed in Peter for being basically who Tony Stark is. And he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to see Peter make him say, I want you to be better than me. So then Peter's like, well, now I'm down and depressed. And then his new friend and girlfriend will be like, you need to pull yourself up. And then something is going to happen where the bad guy maybe captures his girlfriend and friend or something, which spurs him back into action in his old suit, which leads to a big climactic finale. And Tony Stark isn't there to help him, and he beats the Vulture. And then Tony's like, yeah. Thumbs up.
So what's the post-credit sequence?
Post-credit sequence is maybe...
Venom, maybe?
That's a different thing, though.
No, it's not. They're bringing it into the MCU. I read that this morning.
No, it's out, isn't it?
On the Nerdist. The Nerdist.com said that they could be. They're worried that it might derail the MCU if they bring Venom in because that's what they're planning to do.
You can't make a Spider-Verse film without Spider-Man. That's ridiculous. Unless they make it Spider-Woman, I guess. But
no. They're saying they'll keep making them, but they'll have to put Venom into like the Avengers on it.
Yes, of course. But Tom Hardy's in.
Yeah, he's Venom. What the fuck?
Ooh, fine.
Yeah, I'm down for it, but
going down for a Venom.
This podcast is brought to you by
Going down for Venom.
What the fuck is that?
That's the song.
Is it?
So if you
cool, well I'm down for Venom.
Yeah.
Jesus, that was weird.
that's the outro.
Jesus, that was... I really
going down for... that.
If any listeners, I know there's a couple of listeners who are into their sound tech, if you just want to remix that, I'll use it as the new intro music.
I'll give you a clean soundbite for Venom.
1, 2, 3,
No, they need to hear the Venom to edit it in.
I got it, go. I was going to give you a beat. Oh, fuck you then.
You don't even know the song.
Go for it.
Venom. That's cool. And then they'll just put that into... They know what... If they're sound engineers...
You need to come back off that mic, man. I'm scared that we're blowing it up.
No.
I'm too excited.
It's fine.
I know, because a lot of my podcasts, when I'm really excited, it's just like... Because I'm just
There's a
like
mosquito in the room.
Yeah, I'm interviewing a mosquito, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And it sucks.
How yeah. Hey.
That was that good joke alarm.
They're not meant to know that I'm a mosquito.
Yeah. That's the fun.
I'm a sentient mosquito.
Have you seen that meme online? It's a picture of a guy at a computer with a horse mask on, with a lime in his mouth, and it's like it keeps zooming in on every quote. It's like no one on the internet, no one knows you're a horse lime. Nobody. It's really close up. I saw that and I laughed for 10 minutes. Horse lime. We'll link it in the description.
Great. I'm really excited.
Great. Then. So yeah.
So I've seen Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I am excited for Thor.
I don't think we've seen all that movie.
I think we've seen the first maybe half an hour.
Yeah.
Because allegedly it's a road trip movie.
Yeah, across the universe with Hulk and...
Yeah, that's amazing.
If they put a Beatles song in,
I mean, then I guess if there's ever going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy after
crossover,
credits thing, yeah, I think it'd be cool if Drax was in it. I guess to maybe fight the Hulk just for like a 30 seconds.
Maybe for the bar or something.
Yeah. I think that if there's going to be anything, but I think for Infinity War then. I guess the last gem is either in Infinity War or in Ragnarok.
Yeah, because I can't believe
the Soul Gem.
Yeah, I can't believe they're going to give the Soul Gem to the one black protagonist in the MCU. Surely they're not going to do that.
Well, they
surely not.
They have a lot of soul.
Surely not. Hey, how good does Black Panther look?
Yeah, that was good. Poster's terrible, but the
I don't think I've seen that.
Sorry, you just pulled an immensely grimacing face just then, and the poster basically looked like a year 5's Photoshop project, and it's basically all CGI, and then they've just literally cut and pasted Chadwick Boseman's head on it. It's abysmal.
Really?
Yeah, the trailer looks fantastic.
Hey, producer Lauren, pull that up. The really bad Black Panther poster.
Producer Lauren, if you wouldn't mind. Would you pull the Black Panther poster?
Don't do that. I'm on the cusp of offering you a co-hostship, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Don't ruin it by sucking up to the producer.
Get on it, Lauren! Now, chop chop.
Stop clapping, you'll blow the mic out.
Sorry, I'll tie my hands again, master. Please don't do it. Yeah, so...
Let's have a look at that poster. Ooh.
Yeah, it's not good.
That's not great, is it? That's word art.
Also, it looks like his throne is coming out of his arse. Like the two spikes look like he's got two tails.
That floor is too much of a reflection. It's too reflective. That's a shame.
Yeah, but I love the trailer because I believe, and I'm happy to be wrong. Look at this face. It's just.
Bring that up. Yeah, God.
It's not a good poster.
It looks like Robert Downey Jr. But black. He does. He's the same. They look the same. The same facial structure. He looks like a young Robert Downey Jr.
You mean he's looking stern?
He's looking stern and he's got a beard that goes around his lips.
I believe is the term.
Yeah, that's what I think of that.
Yeah.
It looks good though. When he shoots with the AK-47 and not aluminium. Not
Yeah,
adamantium.
it's made
either.
of aluminium.
Vibranium.
That's what all the fuss is about.
The vibranium
They've got
suit.
aluminium mines. Yeah, I think it looks good. I don't know what sort of film it'll be. I guess.
It's going to have a wicked soundtrack.
I hope
apparently.
it's not an origin. I think.
Well, it won't. It can't be after Civil.
Well, you could
Because
have
in Civil War,
flashbacks.
yeah, but in
You could
Civil
do a
War,
Deadpool where half of it's an origin and half.
yeah, but that's only because Deadpool is too annoying a character to spend the whole movie with. With Black Panther, if you think about in Civil War, that wasn't the first time he put on that suit. No way, he had all the claws and the jumping and shit.
Well, his dad's pretty old at that point.
He wouldn't look good in that.
No.
Not enough, not enough vibranium in the world.
You didn't bring my corset.
Whoa.
My vibranium corset. Where is it?
Okay.
This kitty's got claws. Yeah.
So it won't be an origin. I think he's going to go back to Wakanda and things are going to be fucked. There's going to be a military coup because that's what's happened in the Black Panther comic books.
Did you know that Marvel's new Iron Man? Well, that will be a 15-year-old black girl.
She is. She not will be. She's like 9-10 issues deep. Riri Williams. She's an absolute.
What's her backstory?
Fantastic. She is a young black genius child.
Convenient.
Who grew up and her best friend was killed in a drive-by shooting. Her biological father was also killed in a separate drive-by shooting. She's a genius.
What are the odds?
Yeah, she makes her own suit, gets noticed by Tony, who downloads his personality into her version of Jarvis to help her become a superhero as an outlet for her genius. She's called Ironheart.
Ironheart.
And she's badass. It's such a good book. It's one of the best things Marvel's putting out at the minute, other than Daredevil and the Running with the Devil series. It's really good.
Okay. Fair enough.
Get on it, man. It's a really good character. I really want Samira Wiley from Orange is the New Black, Pusey, to play her because they look.
Yeah.
She can play young very well. But she can also have that real deep maturity. I really want her to play. She's also in Handmaid's Tale.
Yes, she is. I was going to say that. I would like the girl who plays her friend to play Ironheart. The larger lady.
Tasty.
She's
cool.
She'd be so good. Can you imagine?
She's so funny.
Like just a full-on comedy.
We've just started watching the season 5 of Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, we got bored of it.
What?
Same with House of Cards.
What?
House of Cards is very dour. There's no one to root for in House of Cards.
Not anymore. Have you seen the end of series 5?
No, I haven't seen anything since season 3.
Whoa!
I know that he declares war, and I know the new season's just come out, so I don't know anything about it.
Do you care if I spoil it?
You can spoil it. It's fine.
Really? You sure?
I don't think I'll watch it, and if I do watch it, I'll take on.
Okay, House of Cards spoilers. 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. I've never done this before.
Iron Man cameo.
Claire Underwood screws Frank Underwood over, tricks him into making her president, and then puts him on trial for all the crimes, like killing the reporter and shit.
Whoa.
Boom! And she goes, and the last line of the last episode, she looks down the camera and she goes, "Now it's my turn."
Whoa.
Boom! Season closes.
Wow.
Nuts. I felt good to ruin that for someone who wanted it to be ruined.
Yeah, ruin me.
All right.
Ruin Orange is the New Black as well.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes.
Ruin him!
God. Oh, I'm really upset now.
Ruin me like Porn Stash ruined.
Oh no, the girly hug.
The girl that got raped.
That's so bad.
And then gave birth.
Yeah, that's so bad.
No, that was the young guy.
No, that was Daya got pregnant. Daya got pregnant with Bennett's baby.
With the war guy.
Yeah, he had one leg.
See, it's been a while since.
It really has, yeah.
I know Porn Stash, I know Tasty, I know Pussy.
Yeah.
I know.
They're the best ones.
The Red.
Yeah. Do you know, I didn't know she was Captain Janeway until somebody told me.
Yeah,
the woman that plays Red in Orange is the New
Nor did I can't believe you just told me that.
You do not know that?
Ah! Yeah,
Oh,
Captain Janeway from that sci-fi... Star Trek.
She was Captain Janeway.
Yeah, of course
Voyager,
she was.
I think.
God, how did I not see that?
Are you not a Trekkie?
Same with the Borg and the Klingons. Did you know that they're all in Star Trek too?
Are you not a Trekkie at all?
I'm not actually, because it was on at a time when we were always eating tea.
Yeah, that's why I'm into The Simpsons. Simpsons was on at 5.
Yeah. Ah, her. Picard's bit on the side, right?
No.
No? In fairness, she looks different. She hasn't got red hair. Well,
Yes, she does.
She's not in a chef's outfit.
She kind of is.
Not saying that she's a one-note character, because obviously she can play at
She's
least
played an
two
old Russian
notes.
woman and an intergalactic
Old
commander.
Russian woman. Red is here to look
Fine.
after her baby girls.
Find me that chicken.
I
was-
want the chicken.
That was Rainier Wolfcastle, what I did.
The chicken is here somewhere in the castle. I give you a sword and some chain mail. What do you do?
When's your next comedy hour?
Hunt the chicken
Oh
down.
my god.
I do comedy 8 hours a day at work.
Has this character got a name?
Red 2. Red harder.
Did you see?
There is actually a Red 2, which is
Abysmal.
it's not great.
Did you like Red 1? The Bruce Willis movie we should
My
bring
favourite
people
red,
up to date with.
My favourite Red is Wedge Antilles.
Nice. Pump the fist,
Boom.
Pump the fist. Boom.
What is he, Red?
Over Red Leader.
Yeah, he's not Red 5, I know that.
Red 5. Is
We
that the
used to-
fat guy? He gets shot up
Red,
and he goes,
Red 5 is Luke Skywalker.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, sorry.
Come on.
Sorry, man.
Red 5 standing... Well, it's not him, but... We used to bullseye womp rats.
It is T16,
Yeah.
15
T something. T...
for 2.
It's
trying to think
Alpha
what-
now.
What else? Are you a Game of Thronesy person?
I really enjoy Game of Thrones.
I fucking hate it.
Do you?
Because on paper we should be best friends, but I just don't
What,
get
you
it.
and Game of Thrones?
Yeah. I don't get Pink Floyd. I know it's me. I know it's my shit. I know
Yeah.
it's great. I just don't
okay,
get it.
well, okay. So I enjoy it because it's a more realistic take on fantasy.
Is it?
Yeah. George R.R. Martin wrote the books.
Have
as
you
a
read the books?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm qualified to...
Okay.
I've only read them once, but...
Okay.
George R.R. Martin wrote them in a response to traditional fantasy to try and put a bit more realism into it.
Anti-Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, sort of. I think they're good. I think the books have different strengths to the TV show.
Because the books are different, aren't they?
The books have diverged... Well, not the books. The TV shows have
Yeah.
diverged more and more from the source material.
Right.
And it's got
Is that
to the
because they
point...
want to make sure you keep buying the books and watching the TV show?
No, because the books only come out once in a generation. So...
What? That's not true.
When
When did the first one come out?
Like 1982 or something.
The first Game of Thrones?
The series has been going on for about 30 years.
I thought the first one was written in like 2007.
No, that's like then when the last book came out when I got to uni, which was when I came to third year, so 2011.
2012.
96 was the first book.
Really? Oh, okay.
96.
96.
It's still
Alright,
hella
it's
old.
still
though.
quite a long time.
Still a lot, you know.
Can you imagine if you're still waiting for the next Harry Potter book? Like
Would you?
there would be riots in the street.
I sort of am, but.
Well, Cursed Child wasn't that bad.
I never saw it, never read it, didn't see it.
I've
I've never been to Potterworld either.
I went to see it and I loved it, but only because I wasn't expecting. Like, obviously it was a stage show, and people that read it get disappointed because it's a script. But
Yeah.
as with all theatre, as a child of theatre, we know that when we read a script, it is designed to be viewed and not to be read. Same as you can't go onto a stage and read a book. Well, you can, but it'd be really boring. Chapter 1. The Dursleys were
Pretty normal.
Thank
Thanks
you
very
very
much.
Piss off. That's the end of the book.
Trivia.
Harry was an ungrateful little shit.
Trivia. What did Uncle Vernon do? What was his job? He worked for a company that made what?
He worked for Grunnings, which was a drill manufacturer.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. He wore his most boring tie to work that day.
What colour was it?
I don't know.
No, I'm just.
I don't think it mentions a car. But he goes to a lot of He goes to a lot of trouble to deny Harry his destiny.
He does.
Which I think is very sad. And I wonder who hurt him in his childhood in order to...
Is that the prequel you want to see?
Was he such a dick before he met Petunia? That's the
No,
question.
she's... In fact, women mess you up. Maybe it was. Just saying.
Lauren gave us evils then. She didn't, but I'm adding that for humour.
How long have we been going, producer Lauren?
Nearly an hour.
Nearly an hour?
Yeah, so an hour to go then.
Yeah, man. No,
Do you edit this?
No, not at all.
No. Ah.
Not at all.
Okay, you just whack it on iTunes.
Yeah, it's cool though. You get the best out of people. Like we were saying when you came in, we were trying not to talk because
I'm
you want to have
hilarious.
this. Exactly. Yeah, but you are. You're a funny guy, and we want to get that on mic, and that makes the show good.
Yes,
So
we're
we
talking
wanna
about
get-
my sunburn.
We were.
Yeah.
You are pretty gnarled up.
I've recently been to Peru, and my arms and neck and stuff are sort of brown from that.
Yeah.
So this is where
You've got those little
I've got a
shitty tourist bracelets made out of wheat or whatever.
If it were wheat, it would have gone by now. I think it's something, but that's just a nice memory.
Sure.
But yes, I've been to Peru for 3 weeks, so I'm sort of tan. But I was in the garden last weekend and got utterly roasted on my back, and I had to run home early. And I was literally trying to apply lotion to myself.
God.
Because no one was home, and the sunburn was in the middle of your back. It's the one place on your whole body that you couldn't. I literally ran to the fridge, got some peas out, and like led on the floor and just had them on my back for like an hour, and tried to distract myself, and it just didn't work. It was horrible.
I once put my hand accidentally on the ring of an oven. Nice. And I had to be driven to hospital holding peas that were melting. My hand was so hot.
Yeah, man.
It's nuts.
That's like Saruman.
I was like the guy in Indiana Jones where he grabs the medallion. It's almost that guy. When it's cold, you can still see the rings a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Ah.
Not that you know it here. We're roasting here in the UK. Reaping
It's
what
hot.
we sow in terms of climate change.
Super sweaty.
It's been like the hottest day of the year.
Currently 29 degrees at the moment.
Currently 29. It was 32. It's been the hottest day of the year for 5 days consecutively.
Yeah. Apparently it's meant to be hotter tomorrow as well, which is delightful.
Yay.
For the first time ever, I've worn shorts to work this week.
Man, I was allowed to wear shorts. It was great.
Ah, great feeling. You feel like a woman.
I should just say my...
I mean, you have the advantage that
Yeah,
women
cool.
do. Women don't have a lot of advantages in life, but the
Jesus,
fact...
we've gone there. Oh my God.
I'll say it. I'm proud. I'm happy to say that
One
women
wrong
get
move and you're Jim Davidson.
a bad deal. No, I'm saying that they have a bad deal in terms of their bodies. Like,
Yeah.
I know it's not what this podcast is about.
Trying not to get in on this.
For the
too much,
one
man.
woman listener that's listening, I feel you, sister.
Good God. Anyway.
Yeah, that's gone now.
Do you know how we're going to get off that? I should just tell you that I have a new show that I present.
You have a new show?
I have a new show.
Tell me about your new show, Sam.
This isn't actually rehearsed, but I have a new show called The Big Think with Bath University, and I'm interviewing all their academics.
My goodness me.
I know.
So, have you done a show yet?
I've done one with Dr. Ben Bowman about politics, in which he likens Brexit to a football game. And it's amazing.
No one cares at the end. It's 0-0, and they've played 200 hours, and no one has scored a goal, and the crowd are starving to death, but they're too sycophantic and stupid to know when to leave and get a kebab.
Are we playing Dungeons and Dragons? This
No.
is real world Dungeons
That's
and Dragons.
me continuing the
Grand
analogy.
Theft Dungeons and Dragons.
That would be something.
Imagine that. I really wanted them to make a game like Grand Theft Auto, but
I
Middle Earth.
think...
Why have they not made...
What's he hijack like a ox?
Yeah.
Ride around,
Have you
drive
heard of
by,
No Man's Sky?
stabbing. Yes, I've heard of No Man's
I've
Sky.
played it and it's brilliant.
I
I bought...
a controversial opinion.
I bought a PS4 with the express intent to play
Yeah,
that
lots
game.
of people did. They were not happy.
I was happy. I thought it was as
Yeah.
good as it should be.
I guess people were expecting like Mass Effect combined with
It's not a shooter.
Skyrim.
You should just... They built 84 billion trillion planets and they're all different. You should be happy with that, you fucking millennials.
Only 84 million billion.
You're an ass.
Skyrim's got lovely textures.
Yeah, when you're not running against a mountain.
They're doing Skyrim VR.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that.
Apparently you can either play with the motion controls,
Yeah.
where you have to sort of teleport forward, or you can just play with the normal controls. Now, obviously, Skyrim
I'd only be
wasn't-
happy with that if I had one of those treadmills where you could actually
Yeah,
run
like
and
the
duck and stuff.
proper- yeah.
That's the only way I think I'm ever going to be able to trick my brain into
Have
thinking
you
it.
done Sony VR?
No, man. I have both consoles. I've never done VR.
It is a game changer.
Really?
Oh my god!
It must be for you because you have a 360, you hipster.
Yeah.
It must be like when
I'm
Man
old
got
school.
fire.
The last game I played on the 360, Red Dead Redemption.
Boom, what a game.
Yeah, it's alright. Anyway,
that's a controversial opinion.
I've only played it twice. Again, I don't have the drive anymore.
Mr. Marston.
I've lost my game drive.
Fair enough.
I took it out to clean it and it's gone somewhere.
So VR.
So VR is incredible. I had a
Do you believe you're there? Do you react? Do you duck and stuff?
There's a video of me playing it, and because I'm quite an outgoing person, I'm really into it. There's this amazing... It's just a demo, I think, and it's this gangster thing, right. And you're in a van, and you're not driving, you're in the passenger seat, and like bikes and cars are chasing you, and you've got this submachine gun. And the way you reload is with the motion controls. You press a button, and then you do this in real life.
Right.
And you cock it.
Whoa.
And you look, and the whole place moves, and you can open the door and look out the door. And I'm doing it now. Like the people that are listening, I'm literally moving. You can lean forward, you can shoot the windscreen out, and then like
crawl
look
out
through.
The roof. Shit.
If you shoot the driver, he reacts, and
whoa.
And it's just the fact that you have something in your hand, which what you're seeing is a gun, and it feels like a grip. So in your mind, you know you're not there, but you are much more inclined to react. Like, I loved the Wii. Like, I'm kick-ass at Wii Sports.
I'm so good at Wii Tennis. I got tennis elbow playing Wii Tennis.
I've got a great story about Wii Sports, but I'll come back to it. But basically, VR, like, the amazing thing is that the world reacts to where you locate yourself in it.
Yeah.
I think you can play a video game and have the screen in front of your eyes, but if you're just playing the game, then it's not gonna. So like the Samsung things, I don't think that's going to be a game changer.
The Google thing as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing, isn't it?
Well, that's what it is, and that's cool. But the Sony thing is something else. And you stand up and you are this character and you're looking around and you can so if there's a character in front of you and you lean forward and look underneath him, his chin will have stubble on, and you can sort of move around as you're obviously still sort of limited because of movement. You're sort of on rails. But the way that it interacts you... So I would love to play Resident Evil in VR.
One of the really atmospheric ones.
Yeah, I think that would be something. The only issue that I can see with it is the movement.
You've got to have a treadmill.
How you would... Exactly, but that's a big commitment.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it'll have its time in the sun, and then maybe in 5 years or so be a strictly arcade thing.
I don't think arcades are going to come back, man.
This might bring them back. That's what I'm saying.
Oh right, like people that go out to play VR.
Because you need the space. Like, how cool would it be if you grab a bunch of 4 guys and you rent the room for 2 hours?
And you sit in those frames
for £100, right? 25 quid each. 2 hours. You're on the treadmill. And you've got the gun in your hand, and you're doing that. That would be good. I genuinely. I think that. Yeah,
you've sold me on that.
Yeah. So it's like paintballing, but.
Ultimate, the best ever paintball.
Yeah, exactly. So the Wii sort of initiated that, I suppose, but it wasn't quite there. Like, Nintendo always seems sort of step behind with their hardware, which is a shame. I don't really know why. I think maybe they focus on getting it for cheaper, which is fair enough. It's a different market, and the Wii was one of the most successful consoles in the world.
Bit of a punt as well, wasn't it?
Oh, it was amazing. Like, we got it, me and my brother were just at the right age. I think I was maybe 13 and he was 9. And for us, that was perfect. Like, you just get in from school, you play Wii Sports. Wii Sports has got to be one of the best free things that's ever shipped with a console. And my friend Phil came round for a barbecue a few weeks ago.
Is this the story about Wii tennis?
This is the story. Okay,
Strap in, ladies and gents.
So we love playing Nazi Zombies. Yeah. So we played Nazi Zombies and did a drinking game.
On what console?
Xbox 360.
Of course.
So we played Nazi Zombies, and every dog's round we did a shot of tequila, and every time we died we did a shot of tequila. So it's not that bad.
I don't know, man. Tequila's hardcore.
Tequila, we got through. Well, I actually ended up passing out effectively about halfway through the night. Sophie and Phil carried on playing for another 3 hours, and then came and got me up, and they were like, "Come play." It was 4 a.m. Right. So I'm like, "Look, if you want me to get up and come and kick your asses at Wii Sports, I will." And they were like, "Okay." and I fucking power serve, wham, power serve, wham. 4 a.m, drunk off my face on tequila, and they just did not know what.
You were a nightmare.
I was literally like,
living the life.
I was in the dressing gown. I was stood there like,
like Rainbow, like Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it was like numbers flashing in front of my head. I was like, power serve, yeah. Power serve, yeah. And then we did bowling. Of course, I've had years to perfect where exactly I go on the bowling. Strike. I wasn't quite as good at the bowling, I'll admit, but this tennis, I just obliterated them. Anyway, that was my
immense.
Wii. 4 a.m. Drunk off my face. But again, they don't have a Wii, so I should have won, really.
Living the life, brother. I think we're going to call it.
That's fine.
Call it, man. No problem. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Jamie.
You're most welcome. We're fist bumps shaking.
Yeah, we are. Thank you, producer Lauren. Thank you for listening. Like, listen, share, subscribe. This has been Thinking Out Loud.
Bye.